in 3 years from
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, and another thing that being conservative is being risk averse, and if you want to do something new and innovative, you need to have like you should be ready to fail and to take the risk.
Yes, exactly. You must be that. Otherwise, in my opinion, you are not innovator right now. So you are just okay trying to do a step forward in your regular journey. But you must invest in what will drive the future.
Yeah. So if we just started to talk about being like ready to fail and taking risk, what are the risks, skills, and capabilities that are needed from change makers as you see it?
So, my opinion, there are three main capabilities that I would like to see in the innovators to really become effective. One is something that we should teach from school to our kids, is curiosity. You must be
Yeah.
curious about everything. So because the day to day is fast, we really are connected with globally, so we can do whatever we want, so we can learn whatever we want on the internet and so on. You must really teach curiosity to your leaders inside the companies, because if you are too much focused on something, you are losing opportunities, because of course outside your companies are happening so many different things. Also, if you are one of the most innovative today, but could be a startup, could be just an innovator or an inventor, could be also another competitors or not, or someone in another field that is could create something that could be interesting also for you. So you must be curious about the world. The other one is the vision. You must project into the future your vision. Otherwise, you are not an innovation leader. You are just someone that is analyzing what exists today and connect to this. So you must believe that something could be possible. So today we are going to Mars. We are changing physical laws sometimes. There are so many discoveries in the physics that are changing some laws that we discovered many years ago. We are creating quantum computer. So it's crazy. So you must really believe and become a dreamer of possibilities of what could be possible. And the third one is just a bit more harder to get to get this kind of skills, is able to connecting the dots. So the real innovation is not happening in one sector, in one topic, in one matter today. You have to connect dots between different fields, different technologies, and understanding how different stuff around could be put together to create something unique. And if you have curiosity about the world, it's much easier to connect the dots about a specific solution.
And do you think in a specific company, do you need only the CEO to have these skills, or all the innovation, everyone needs it, or all the C-level, all the management, who needs these? Like you cannot have 100% of these people, I guess, right?
That's true. So for sure, the innovation department must have these kind of people, but you know that you can also train inside your companies most of the people to try to have this kind of skills, because a lot of time for real world problems are identified by the operational staff, not the managers, because they are using technologies and stuff every day. And
Yeah.
so they must be free to underline what could be done to emphasize or optimize a specific routine jobs and so on. And but this culture must be propagated in the entire companies. And of course, it's not possible to have everywhere in the entire companies, but you must try to make this happen in everywhere.
Yeah. Although, as we said, that the number one goal, at least for now, Q1, Q2, Q3 is like the revenues, and some of the people would need to do what the company is usually doing, like the core capabilities. And maybe sometimes they will do something else, but operational excellence and doing better what you're doing right now and all of that. It means that it's like a split between two very, as you said, separate ways of seeing things. What is very right now, the next water, very short term, and the second is very long term. And in general, people don't look at the long term. It's like too many question marks and too many unknowns there. They're doing right now what they need. And sometimes when you're looking too far ahead, it could be very scary, right? Because you don't really know. And I think that as I see people right now, most of them are like daily. It's not even weekly view. It's like let's see what's going on. Like just I just talked to a friend, and they have like 2 weeks from now they want to travel, and then she said, oh, maybe it's not a good idea. Maybe we should cancel the tickets. Like, and in this daily life, like changing all the time, for sure, for a business, just to imagine what their clients might need in 2 years, 3 years from now, it's like too much.
Yes, but you know that innovation is like an investment portfolio. So you have a smaller risk, middle risk, and high risk. So you have to do in the business, you have to perform this kind of activities. So, okay, we can focus our maybe 60, 70% of activities on the low risk activities. But then you have to take the risk to the low risk and the high risk, the medium risk and the high risk for the future in order
Right.
to grow and to continue to grow. Otherwise, today, it's sure that we will fail.
Yeah.
These are statistics. It's not me. It's something that is already happening today, and happened to large companies in the world.
Yeah, of course. We have a question from Ole. Hi, Ole. And do you see difference between incremental innovation and radical innovation? Thanks, Ole. He was one of my guests, like past, so I really like him. Yeah.
No, but sure, absolutely. So, and today we are really focused. Most of the companies are focused on incremental innovation, and it is totally fine in the short medium term. That you must continue to working on this kind of on the incremental innovation. Also because the market needs it, the people needs it. So if you're working only on disruptive technologies, people cannot adapt it so fast currently. So it's mind blowing. So
Yeah.
it's really impossible to enter the market if you continue to just disrupt the market. But this is for medium term. So for the long term, you must really focus also on at least one disruptive technologies that maybe fail in 2-3 years. You arrive at nothing, but this provides you also a lot of knowledge for your incremental innovations. Because when you start really doing complex stuff, you start creating your network of experts, out of a box thinker, and collecting so many insights from all around the world. That helps a lot you in also increasing your incremental technologies so fast and so reliable to become a leader also in that market. And you're ready for the next disruptive technologies. And probably after 3 times that you are trying to following a disruptive solutions, you will arrive on that one that will bring you on top of the market. And in the meantime, you continue with the incremental ones to stay where you are and growing organically.
I think that the incremental ones are keeping your clients, your pool of clients right now, the market that you're leading right now, and you're managing to make it bigger and maybe sustain it and keeping your clients, current clients, the way they are now. But they will change, and you will need new clients and new markets. And for that, you need to see the future and not only what you have right now. And Ole said that thanks for the question, he was thinking about the needed competencies and governance for that. So it's the different needs for competencies for incremental innovation compared to radical innovation. That's like more additional question to that.
So say again, just about the government, right? Over rules.
Yeah, the rules, the governance, the way that you
behind
manage the company, rules and processes, actually.
Okay, focus on companies or focus on government, because government is also
No,
another issue. So in disruptive
governance.
innovation.
He said
Yeah,
governance.
okay, governance. Okay,
That's
business
what he
governance.
wrote. Yeah.
Yes, that's for sure is the main issue. You know that we underlined at the beginning. So the mindset of the people, because taking the risk of disruptive technologies is it's hard for companies, because it's hard also for large corporations, for example, track proper KPIs for innovations, because the monetary KPI that is the preferred from the governance appears after 5 years, maybe 10 years
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
And so how can I track properly the innovation
Of
roadmap
course.
with KPI? For this reason, we need to change the mindset. We need to find a way to adapt our company's culture and say, if we want to stay on the market in 10 years from now, we need to innovate. There is no chance. There is no way, no different ways. There is no escape of that. So, and to blend the mindset of a governance, you can show statistics, data that is already outside. What happens to the Fortune 500 companies in the last century? You must really, and how is the who are the top leaders in the different markets? Just who
Right.
is really innovate concretely, so make the disruptive technologies completely. All the other companies will fail, will disappear in the long run. Once the business units, the governance understood this, you can start the process of a change, to say, okay, let's start softly. We don't need to work to invest half of our income in disruptive innovations today.
Yeah.
Let's start softly, but let's start, and let's having a plan, a concrete plan, that every years we must to invest more and more and more on innovations, on our company culture, in order to make this happen.